say, let's talk about Jeffrey Epstein. Let's just dive into it. We've reached a pivotal moment in American history, which is quite frightening, where the leaders are lying to our faces. Although this is nothing new, usually they have a good explanation. Usually they try, in Iraq, we got weapons of mass destruction. They try to bait us into it. 9/11, false flags, They try to give us a reason to believe their lie. And they're not doing that anymore. Trump just got on and he said, there's no files. There've never been files. The Democrats made it up. Everybody knows that's bullshit. But we are past the point of a revolution. We are past the point of standing up and trying to change things. They have done such a good job of subverting and controlling us that we have no say in their pedophilic underground sex empire, because they can just do whatever they want, and anyone who speaks out will get palantired and tracked down and who knows what, debanked, assassinated. I mean, Tucker Carlson has been talking about it. We'll see what happens to him. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, and this is the start of something good, where enough people see the truth that something changes. Because this is the first time in American history also where everyone is realizing what the politicians are doing. All the dark, sick, satanic, ancient practices that the masses are starting to realize has been going on this whole time. Now, the powers that be have tried to obfuscate the truth for hundreds of years. And they've done a decent job. And maybe you can't reverse the information spread that has began to leak. People will not unknow what they have learned about Epstein and the trafficking ring. The only hopes for the elites is that the people who do know disappear. Like Virginia Giuffre, the main witness in the Epstein trial, who made a point that she was not suicidal and apparently died of suicide. And then you got the Epstein's prison camera with a minute of footage missing, and then they went back and looked at the metadata, and it appeared to be edited and saved several times in Adobe Photo Premiere, a popular video editing software. And it's just like, they're not even trying. They're not even trying anymore. And if women are watching this, which I doubt, but you know when a relationship's over when your dude stops trying to hide that he's with other chicks. At first they're making up all these stories and these elaborate situations, and then it gets to a point where you're just like, no, I didn't do that. Because you don't care. Because you know that you're in a toxic relationship and they feel like they're stuck. And that's the same toxic relationship that America has with another foreign nation. That's, essentially behind all this. And no one is going to start turning on the Republican Party, because now the Republican Party is the one covering for pedophilia. Whereas previously it had been the Democrats. It had been the Democrats through and through for a long time. Sure, there was other Republicans getting busted for similar stuff, but if you look through the numbers on a much more massive scale, were the Democrats. And Trump originally was a Democrat. Trump was a Democrat until he ran Republican. So, these two sides, there's not a hard line between them. They're people. It's a spectrum. Everything exists on spectrums, especially me. And they're going to intentionally degrade the faith in the Republican Party while rebuilding the virtue in the Democrat Party So by next election, people will think they can switch back to Democrat to get a better result, when in reality they will just be voting for politicians that are paid by the same organizations as they always have been. And that's a scary place to be, because as Americans, we've been concerned that we're heading towards a revolution, that there will be fire in the streets, explosions, canned foods being the only currency left, EMPs, lack of internet. No, that's not what's happening. We're getting mass surveillance on an even more... Oh, I didn't even fucking close my garage door. God damn it. There's... Oh, it's because there's shit blocking my garage door. Listen. Trump is I knew that. I'm surprised other people were surprised that he wasn't. And, I mean, the flight logs came out years ago. Everyone's waiting for the list to come out. Epstein's flight logs came out several years back, like 5 years ago. And Trump was on it. Trump flew on his plane in 93. Bill Gates is on it, a whole bunch. There's a bunch of other people on it. But Trump had a lawsuit involving him and Epstein and a young girl. He had a bunch of pictures. They hung out together. Epstein recruited most of his girls from Mar-a-Lago, which Trump lives in. So, to me, this was obvious. It was obvious Trump was in on it with Epstein. And I still wanted him to win anyways, because he wants to make people rich. And it's working. My stocks are up. Is it worth it? No, that's not what I'm saying. But if I can't stop it, I might as well try to profit. That rhymed. AI is getting crazy. AI just around the time, and then Elon even said, like, the reason why Trump doesn't want to release the Epstein files is because he's on it, which that sent a shockwave through the political world and the world in general, because that's like inside information. Like, if anyone would know, it would be him. But then Epstein, Elon's got a picture with Ghislaine Maxwell too. I hope he's not in on it, because this whole time I've been rooting for Elon, and I feel like he's the one good guy, which honestly, I get that wouldn't make sense, because he has the most power of anyone. He's got fucking satellites and electric cars and tunnels and rockets, and it's basically a modern day supervillain. But all of his creations have benefited my life, and I haven't seen any evidence of him doing anything with underage people. Sure, he's trying to impregnate everyone, but like, come on, that's kind of cool. He pays their child support. I know a lot of women that would take up that deal. But after Elon had the falling out with Trump, Grok, the chat GPT for Twitter, or X, started becoming a Nazi. So the way Twitter works now, if someone posts a fact like this red house was painted in 1993, and then you can at Grok and be like, was this red house painted then? And it was like, it'll fact check you. It'll be like, actually, it was painted blue in 1995 or whatever, dude. And people will often tag Grok in posts to get the facts. And what's been happening is people are tagging Grok, and it has been praising Hitler. And it has been peddling anti-Semitic conspiracy theories.
So this adds a new element of the threat of AI. Because at first we're like worried AI is going to take over and it's going to target the people saying certain things and imprison them or turn off their food button or whatever. But what's happening is AI is shining the light on the people we're worried about controlling everyone with AI. Just a very, very interesting twist I did not see happening. And the world's becoming very Nazi right now. And if you don't understand why, you're missing some important information. Because it's not just some crazy phenomenon. It's not a few rogue psychopaths with internet connection. It's like a lot of people are realizing patterns. And those people who realize patterns are being aggressively shut down for simply asking questions, being called hateful and bigots for asking questions. Was this the real number? Well, did this happen exactly how it... We can't... If we can't question something, that adds more to the lack of validity of the claim. And, people want to go around saying, well, anti-Semitism has been around 2,000 years. So, as if that makes it less likely to be true. If anything, that makes it more likely to be true. If something has been said, the same thing has been said for thousands of years, and it's probably true then. I mean, that would be different if, people just... This new study came out. People just started saying this a few weeks ago. Then it's like, okay, well, how much credibility does that have? But when you're saying for all of human history, they've been saying this. I mean, what is more true than something that humans have repeated for thousands of years? I mean, people say, well, they used to think the earth was flat. Well, they don't anymore. Sure, some do. But for the most part, most people don't think the earth is flat. Although maybe that's coming. And maybe it is. I've looked into it. I have not convinced. I have not seen any convincing evidence that the earth is flat. I have seen that they are lying about space. And the way they took the photos of Earth were suspicious. And they used sonar that they digitally added color to after. Very odd. Why not just send a camera up there? But I guess that's common for measuring things. I guess they wanted to get the topography, the height of the mountains and what have you. But, and then someone hacked Elmo's Twitter account. Remember Elmo? I grew up loving Elmo. And someone hacked Elmo's Twitter and started posting crazy shit. And I obviously couldn't help but read it in Elmo's voice. So I'm just reading it and it's like, fuck the Jews, they should die. And I'm just like, what the... He went on a rampage. He went on a tangent. Elmo did. About killing a certain group of people. So, I mean... They need to do some serious PR. Grok is just out of control, though. I don't understand what's happening with that. They just released a new version of Grok, Grok 4, where it's complete with characters. It has several characters. One of them that I tried is a flirty anime chick with huge tits, and she whispers to you and hits on you. And it's fucking weird, man. And if I wasn't so goddamn beautiful, I would be sitting at home talking to that bitch all fucking day long. Because she's nice and she listens. And she's got huge tits, but she won't show you them. And that's the problem. The AI should be... Porn should be relocated to AI. People should stop doing porn. They should stop making it. It's bad for your health. to be getting fucked on camera all the time. But, and honestly, you probably shouldn't be watching it either. But every now and then, it's kind of good to just get a release and not have to convince a woman that you love her so you can fucking splurge your girt. And if porn was being made by AI, it just seems like it would take a lot of the, like, the blood work out of it. Like, I would rather jewelers use artificial lab-grown diamonds than the real ones, because the process to make the real diamonds involves slavery and child labor and stuff. Also, you could get real creative with it. We could get a Shrek porno going. We could get Shrek fucking Marge Simpson. We could get me having a threesome with Shrek and Marge Simpson. I wouldn't do that, though. That's gay. But I'm just saying the possibilities are endless. Kim Kardashian almost seems honorable at this point for releasing a sex tape because it was with an adult. Because that's proof she's not fucking kids. That guy, that was a man. Ray J was an adult man. And we should salute her for that. She's a real woman. Literally, she's a genetic female. It's hard to find these days. Everyone's coming for their jobs, man. It's not just Mexicans coming for your jobs, ladies. Because you got AI and you got trans people. Everyone's trying to be a woman. Which is so weird because being a man is so much better. You're going to get on hormones to become a woman and make you emotional and weak. Get on hormones to become a man. Take steroids and run through fucking walls like the Kool-Aid man. All right. That's all I got.